സബ്ജക്റ്റിൻ്റെ കയ്യിൽ എല്ലാവർക്കും ഇഷ്ടമാണെന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുന്നു. ഷോയ്ക്ക് കൂടെ ഉണ്ട്.
സംഭവം എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ശരിക്കും ഒരു വാൻ ലൈഫ് നമ്മളെല്ലാവരും ഇഷ്ടപ്പെടുന്നൊരു സംഭവമാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ആ ഒരു വാൻ ലൈഫ് അത് ഒരാൾ ഇവിടെ ദുബായിലുണ്ട്, ജുമേറയിൽ. ഞങ്ങളവരെ മീറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോവാണ്.
2 ദിവസം മുന്നേ ആളെ ഞാൻ പോയിട്ട് കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ജാഷിയുടെ കെയർ ഓഫിൽ പരിചയപ്പെട്ടാണ്. ജാഷിക്ക് ഗ്യാസ് സിലിണ്ടർ ഫില്ല് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് പുള്ളി കോണ്ടാക്ട് ചെയ്ത് അങ്ങനെ ജാഷിനോട് പറഞ്ഞു ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു സബ്ജക്റ്റ് ഉണ്ട്, നിന്റെ ഒരു ഡ്രീം അല്ലേ, നീ ഒന്ന് പോയി കണ്ടോക്കെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് രാത്രി പോയി ഷെയ്സാദ് റോട്ടിലൊരു ഹോട്ടലായിരുന്നു. അവർ പോയി കണ്ട് സംസാരിച്ച്. അപ്പോൾ തോന്നി നിങ്ങളെ പരിചയപ്പെടുത്തണം. കാരണം നമ്മുടെയൊക്കെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയ ആഗ്രഹമാണ്. ഷെയ്ബ് പറയാറുണ്ട് എപ്പോഴും നമ്മുടെ ദുൽഖർ സൽമാന്റെ സിനിമയെ കുറിച്ചിട്ട്.
സംഭവം ശരിയാണ്. നമ്മളെല്ലാവരും ഒരു യാത്ര ചെയ്യാൻ ഇഷ്ടപ്പെടുന്ന അത്യാവശ്യം എല്ലാ മലയാളീസും കണ്ടൊരു സിനിമയാണ് ചാർലി. എല്ലാവർക്കും ഇഷ്ടപ്പെടുന്ന സിനിമയാണ്. ആ ഒരു ദുൽഖർ സൽമാന്റെ ഒരു ക്യാരക്ടർ, അതായത് ആ ഒരു ഫ്ലോയിൽ അങ്ങനെ പോവാ, ലൈഫ് ആ ഒരു ഫ്ലോയിൽ അങ്ങനെ മുന്നോട്ട് പോകുക എന്നുള്ളത് എല്ലാവർക്കും ഇഷ്ടപ്പെടുന്ന സംഭവമാണ്. ശരിക്കും അതേ ഒരു ലൈനിലുള്ള ഒരു വ്യക്തിയാണ്. ഒരു വാൻ എടുത്തിട്ട് ഒരു പഴയ ഒരു 1994 തോന്നുന്നില്ലേ,
1995 മോഡല് ഒരു ഹയാസ്,
ഒരു പഴയ
വാന് അന്നത്തെ തന്നെ ഹൈ റൂഫിലുള്ള ഒരു വാന് എടുത്തിട്ട് എക്സ്ട്രാ വലിയ വർക്കൊന്നും ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല. അതിന്റെ ഉള്ളിൽ അവർക്ക് അത്യാവശ്യമുള്ള കുറച്ച് സംഭവങ്ങൾ. നമ്മളൊക്കെ അത്ഭുതപ്പെടുത്തുന്ന കാര്യം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മളൊന്നും ഒന്നുമല്ല എന്നുള്ള ഒരു ഇത് തോന്നുന്ന കാരണം 66 വയസ്സായി അവർക്ക്. 66 വയസ്സിലാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ ഓൾറെഡി 65,000 കിലോമീറ്റർ അവർ ഡ്രൈവ് ചെയ്ത് 11 രാജ്യങ്ങൾ കഴിഞ്ഞു. ഇപ്പോൾ ഈ കോവിഡ് സമയത്ത് ഒരുപാട് സ്ഥലങ്ങൾ സ്റ്റക്കായി പുള്ളി.
അതും ആ ഒരു 66 വയസ്സുള്ള ഒരു സ്ത്രീ ഇതേപോലെ ഇങ്ങനെ ലോകം മൊത്തം അതൊരു പഴയൊരു വാനിൽ കൂടെ ആരും ഇല്ലാതെ, കൂടെ ഒരു നായുണ്ട്, അല്ലാതെ വേറെ ആരുമില്ല. അപ്പോൾ നായയും വെച്ചിട്ട് ലോകം മൊത്തം കറങ്ങാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞത് സംഭവം തന്നെയാണ് ആള്.
നമ്മളെ കുറിച്ച് അറബിന്റെ തൊട്ടടുത്തുള്ളൊരു ഓപ്പൺ ബീച്ചാണ്. എന്തായാലും നമുക്ക് ഇറങ്ങിയിട്ട് സംസാരിക്കാം.
How long it's been for traveling from your country?
Well, I left Australia on the 5th of June 2019.
Okay. What are the countries actually you have visited?
Well, I travelled through Russia along the Chinese border. So I started just north of North Korea. That's Vladivostok. It's just on the Japanese Sea.
Okay.
From there, I travelled into Mongolia. Yes, and then Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, all these Dan countries through Tajikistan, along the Afghani border.
Your favorite places that you have visited?
This is a very hard to answer question. Of course, I have my favorite depending on the time I spent there, but each country has so many positive sides and so many surprising sides to it. Russia, for example, was one of the countries I was most worried about. And I found the people to be very friendly, very inviting. The countryside was incredible, driving through all these tundras. Then Mongolia. These steppes, these wide rolling hills, these driving towards a direction, not on a road where the road just loses itself into many different paths and you just have to find your way across the fields and across the rocks and wherever to get to your destination. Very surprising. The girls, these felt homes the people live in, the camels and the still quite original lifestyle they have in those countries. Kazakhstan, really the landscape in Kazakhstan initially was quite boring to admit, but then it has this incredible gorgeous and mountain areas. Kenyans, Kyrgyzstan, the spectacular mountains. You always see the snow-capped mountain peaks and these crystal blue, turquoise blue lakes. Then driving into Tajikistan on the highest border crossing in the world. the highest and the most remote border crossing in the world. It's 4,655 meters. It's the second highest road, actually, international road. Tajikistan, the Pamir Highway, just incredible. Again, then the Wakhan Valley, traveling along the Afghan border with the Hindu Kush in the background. It's absolutely stunning and breathtaking. The next one, Uzbekistan, totally different again. This time it's not the landscape that makes the picture. This time it's the cultural heritage, traveling along the Silk Route with these wonderful Islamic architecture there, dazzling blue tiles. You travel from one city to the next, from Samarkand to Bukhara, Turkmenistan, from next one. Yes, that's a different thing altogether. Turkmenistan, it's quite an underdeveloped country under a quite autocratic ruler. Country relatively poor, but they have this spectacular crater that has been on fire, a huge crater on fire since the 70s, I think it was, when the Russians threw some matches, and it lit this big gas stream that came out that has never stopped burning. And then you come into Iran, something totally different again. Everyone knows about the cultural heritage that Iran has. The Iranian people so welcoming. The architecture, beautiful. I didn't spend too much on this because on my way back I wanted to travel again through Iran. So it was mainly for me a social visit, visiting friends that I had made before, but still seeing a lot of things and enjoying the country. Spending Christmas in the Lut Desert, phenomenal.
Suppose mostly, so when we talk about like people are traveling around the world, so it's totally different actually what we are seeing in the newspaper, in the media, all these things.
Yes.
So when you're talking about Iran,
Yes,
so
okay.
definitely I just want to ask you actually how people are really like scary just going outside, visiting countries.
That's a good
so
point.
what's your experience?
My experience, several years back I already visited Iran.
Okay.
When I told my friends and people around me that I want to go to Iran, oh my God, you can't go to Iran, they're all terrorists, and aren't you scared?
Yeah.
And I know a lot of Iranians, or I knew a lot of Iranians before, and therefore I knew there is nothing to be feared in this country. And coming to Iran, it still was a surprise how welcoming the people are. People in the street that come to you, say hello to you, greet you, want to make pictures of you, invite you to their homes, invite you. Iranians are picnic masters. Yeah. Wherever there is a little green spot, an Iranian will have put out the picnic blanket, have a picnic on it. They will invite you to their picnics, they invite you to their homes.
Sure.
And I think what we really have to do is in each and every one of those countries, we have to separate the politics and the news from the people.
Yeah.
And these are really two different things, and these are really two totally different experiences.
Okay.
And the people, it's not always representative, or the politics is not always representative of the opinion of the people.
Sure. So let's have a talk about your car, your van. Like it's absolutely stunning. It's fantastic.
Thank
Love
you
it.
very much. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
So this is my living area. I as well can have a table here. So this is the table pot, so I can put a table up here when I have to eat inside, or to sit on my computer, on my laptop to write some things. Underneath here I have my toilet hidden, you never know when you need it. It's a very important item. Here, my dog, he doesn't belong here normally. He sleeps in the front. That's his home.
Oh, front side.
So if you want to go in, I can open the door from here. Here I have my kitchen. A cooker, I have a refrigerator, I have a sink, water coming out here when I refill my water on a regular basis. My power, I either generate power whilst I'm driving through the engine, but I as well have a solar panel on the roof.
Okay.
It doesn't work that well anymore because I repainted the car, because a lot of things happened to my car on the way, and unfortunately they've repainted my solar panel as well.
Oh no.
And as a result it suffered a little bit, so it doesn't work that well anymore, but still it does its job.
How many liter water you have stock in the car?
I have 50 liters
It's
only.
all for the drinking water or?
It's all drinking water. So I have 4 containers, five containers per 10 liters, and I have a little sink pump that I put into the containers when they're empty.
How many watts the solar panel giving you for
The
the
solar
powers?
gives me 120 watts. And I do not have a lot of stuff to drive it. So the only thing I really have to power is my fridge, the water, and the lights, spotlight lights.
Oh.
I traveled around 65,000.
65,000.
Yes, so far. Yes, there's still a few more to come.
So is there any problem that you've got any problem with your van or anything else? It's absolutely smooth running or?
No, it's not smooth running at all. It's not too. My first problem I probably had in Mongolia, where I injured one of my four-wheel drive shafts in the front,
Oh really?
which was a problem to get it repaired. So I had a 4-day stint at a workshop where, fortunately, I met some other travelers. One couple from Germany, another one from Hungary, that had the same problems, and we camped on the garage. I don't know if you want to have a look at my front. Originally, the front of my car looked a little bit different. This had this thing sticking out on the side, but I lost it twice actually, in a roundabout.
Oh, like this area.
Yes, where people just drove past it and knocked it off.
Different countries, their culture also different. So that food, cuisines, everything. So you prefer when I say you can pick one. So do you have any answer or?
Yes, I do. When I look at these countries I traveled, it will definitely be the Iranian cuisine.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Really?
The Iranian cuisine has such a variety of food. They cook with meat, they cook with not that much with vegetable. When you go for a restaurant, you will not find a lot of red vegetables. You will find them at home or with people, but when you go out, everything will be meat-based. But they have so many varieties to cook the rice. They have so many varieties to put everything together and make it nice and colorful.
Yeah. The COVID time, you were in Saudi Arabia. So how was the experience?
Saudi was the total surprise package for me. Saudi was always very close to tourists, so there was not too much information. And as well, I have learned by now that you cannot really trust the media, and media is very often very biased in their way of reporting things. So I did not know what to expect about Saudi.
Okay.
Once from a countryside experience, I just expected sand, more or less. I didn't have a picture, but they have sand, they have mountains, they have high altitudes, they have canyons, they have valleys, they have old treasures.
Yeah.
But the most surprising thing really were the Saudi people. I thought so far the Iranians were the most friendly people God put on this earth. I must be the Saudis, I think now. They even trumped the Iranians. Their friendliness, their openness was absolutely surprising. I mean, we hear all these things about the Saudi women being so limited and locked in and whatever, and I thought, I come here alone as a woman, everybody will just call boo when they see me. No, but even old men gave me the thumb up, and I found the Saudis to be very tolerant, very open-minded. It's just a great country to visit.
What's the dog name?
Rexelby, or Rex or Rexelby. My dog is a rescue dog. So
okay.
Yeah, when I planned this travel, I felt on one side really excited about the trip, very excited. I couldn't really contain my excitement. But then I had this moment of utter despair where I thought, oh my God, I cannot do this. And so I sat down and thought, okay, what am I scared of? And one thing was that I thought I'm scared for I'm a woman alone traveling in all these unknown areas. I don't know what is. And what's the solution? Dog. So I had
From
dogs
where you
before.
found it? From Australia or?
Yes, I found it in Australia. So I checked all the rescue sites, the dog rescue sites, and I found this dog.
Okay.
And he's such a dear creature, and he's my friend
You
now.
got any difficulty on travel time with the dog, or he's so friendly with you?
I didn't have any problems at all with the dog. He went through lots of changes, but depending on different countries, people
different weather,
behave different towards dogs, and a dog behaves different towards the people. But by now he's good with everybody, and he doesn't have any problems anymore. So this is Rex's bed. This is where he normally sits or sleeps when was driving. And in this lands where people drive on the left-hand side, people drive past me, see this dog, they stop, have another look, cannot believe their eyes. How comes the dog's driving until they realize that I am driving on the other side.
So from Dubai, you have any good experience, or what is your experience in Dubai?
I just was at a hotel
Okay.
for 4 days. The first time I just needed a little break from my dog and for myself as well, not making the bed every night. And another good experience really was how I met you.
Thank
Was
you.
a really, sometimes it is amazing the people you get to know and what happens to you. I have run out of gas for quite a long time and I cannot get my gas bottle refilled. My valve on my gas bottle is a different valve.
The job is done by today morning already. Jashir called me.
It's done?
Yeah, it's my friend Jashir. He's the one owner the Nadal Shiba gas.
Huh.
He's the one connecting you to talk.
Oh, wonderful. So finally I have gas again.
Yeah,
And I
it's-
had that opportunity to meet you. That's great too. Funny how life plays sometimes.
Actually my dream too, so that's why we came and meet, talk, and it's all happened, you know.
Yeah. And you know what? It's easier to do than most people think.
Yeah.
It is easier to build yourself up, and you don't need all these really extravagant things. I mean, some people think my car is very primitive if you compare them with other travelers, but you can make it really simple. And I mean, the kitchen was in there, but the rest is all self-built.
Yeah.
And you can live very cheaply. At least I can, coming from Australia. I can live very cheaply. Life being very expensive in Australia, and of course the wages were earned. I live here cheaper and with travel cheaper, with all the costs, with the car repairs, with the visa expenses. I live here cheaper than I would ever be able to do this in Australia to live. So I don't need to get onto my savings.
Okay.
Any plan to going to India, visiting India?
But it's funny you say that because if I cannot go to Iran, I cannot see myself sitting another summer in this region, being locked in a house in air condition. So the only place where at the moment you are able to ship into would be Pakistan.
Okay.
So I'm thinking of if I cannot go to Iran, I might go to Pakistan, then
Yeah.
Kashmir,
Yeah.
India,
Sure.
spend the winter in India.
That's good. Yeah. We are from Kerala. We're from India. In Kerala, it's known as God's own country.
Gold Zone.
God's own country.
How come Gold Zone?
Yeah, it's God's own country.
Okay.
It's the place is like
God's
that.
own country.
Yeah,
Yes.
the place is like that. The people are like that. So definitely, if you are visiting to India, setting
will
any planning,
contact you.
sure, definitely you have to. You should come there. That we will.
Yes.
We can have definitely a wonderful time there.
It would be
Inshallah.
nice. Inshallah. Yes.
അപ്പോൾ ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂ കഴിഞ്ഞു. ഷോയ്ബ് അത്യാവശ്യം കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചോദിച്ചറിഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾ വീഡിയോ കാണുക, എന്നിട്ട് വിലയിരുത്തുക എന്ത് യാത്രേനെ കുറിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു കാര്യം. അതിന് ഏജും കാര്യങ്ങളൊന്നും ഒന്നുമല്ല എന്നുള്ളത്.
സംഭവം അതാണ്. അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റിംഗ് ആയിട്ടുള്ളൊരു സ്റ്റോറി ആയതുകൊണ്ടാണ് പെട്ടെന്ന് ചാടി പിടിച്ച് ഞങ്ങൾ വന്ന് അത് ചെയ്യാമെന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചത്. കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചോദിച്ചറിയാം. ആ ഒരു ഇത് ശരിക്കും വീഡിയോ ഒരു ശരിക്കും ഒരു എൻ്റർടൈൻമെൻറ്റ് ലെവലിലേക്ക് ആവണം എന്നില്ല, ചാൻസ് കമ്മിയാണ്. കാരണം അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു വീഡിയോ ആയിരുന്നു. കാര്യം നിങ്ങളായിട്ട് ഷെയർ ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ളൊരു ആ ഒരു തീമുണ്ടായിരുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ ഓക്കെ, മറ്റൊരു വീഡിയോയുമായി വീണ്ടും കാണാം.
ബൈ ബൈ.
ബൈ.